Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new Halacha for you, and it's for Tuesday, 21st day of May, 16th day of Iyar. Here we go. We're continuing on now with the laws of treating a shul holy and not doing things like taking a shortcut through the shul. So, continuing on with that, when you exit a shul, let's say you came in the back right door of the shul to enter davening. Um, let's just assume that there's two doors in your shul here. It is appropriate to leave from a different door than when you came in. You came in the right back door and you leave through the left back door. The idea of that is that it shows chavivus or extra love for the shul. You just want to like encircle the shul as you leave it instead of just scooch scooch, in out, which would be showing less chavivus, less love for the shul. The Mishnah Berurah talks about how there are opinions that say that it's a mitzvah to do that, to come in one door and go out the other. Now I know some of you are listening saying, my shul only has one door that you go in and you go out of. So fine, and you go in and out that door. But if there are two doors, then according to some, it's a mitzvah to enter one door and leave through the other. Okay, now in some shows, there's a lot of minyanim taking place. And sometimes it will happen that you will have to walk through one minyan in order to get through the minyan A to get to minyan B, which is the one you're going to daven in. Is that okay? Or is that called taking a shortcut through the other minyan? And the answer is it is okay. The poskim say that because it's considered like one big room. There's just several davenings happening. So if you walk through minyan A in order to get to minyan B, in that same building, so it's not considered a problem. That's what a lot of the poskim say. If you're cleaning the shul and you want to just take a shortcut right through to get to the supply room so that you can get the things that you're going to use to tidy up the shul, then according to a sefer called Mishkan David, it is okay for you to do that because that's not called taking a shortcut through the shul. I'm going to help the shul. I'm going to fix up the shul, and I need to go through it to get to the supplies to clean the shul. Walking into a shul with an uncovered knife is considered problematic. Halachically, it's not considered a proper thing to do. Knife represents the shortening of life. Davening represents the lengthening of life, and it's just such a clash to walk in with a unconcealed knife, exposed knife, that we're supposed to not do that. The Gemara in Brachas talks about that. Now, some shuls, don't have a social hall, and they're established in such a way that the kiddushes happen in the shul, and so knives are going to be brought into the shul for the slicing of the challah or the whatever. So under circumstances like that, then it is considered okay to bring a knife into the shul. Okay, now we get to the question of soldiers entering into the shul with a machine gun over their shoulders. This, no kidding around, this happens in Israel because a lot of the soldiers are told that they can't put their gun down, and can they come in and daven inside of the shul with their machine gun slung over their shoulder. Tzitz Eliezer talks about situations like that and says that if it's for protection, then it's permissible. There are other opinions, though, that say if you have to hold a machine gun or a weapon of any sort, better that you should daven b'yechidus, which means daven alone, rather than have a weapon in the place of prayer. Now, this is a very sensitive issue nowadays when, God forbid, there are attacks happening in shuls on Shabbos, for example, or whenever they happen. And a lot of shuls are now asking people to carry concealed weapons in the shuls. So, God forbid, if anything happens, they're taken care of. So, that'll vary shul to shul. You should, of course, discuss that with the rabbi of your shul, not decided from me here on my talk. And a lot of shuls are deciding that there should be somebody carrying a weapon inside of the shul because of, the times that we live in. Also, there is an opinion that a soldier carrying a weapon, back to that machine gun situation, the soldier carrying the weapon is like, that's kind of sort of the way he dresses, and it's considered like so normal-ish for him that makes it totally okay. Rabbi Yashiv says that if you can't find any other place to leave your gun, and remember, a machine gun's not the kind of thing that you can just leave hanging on a hook in the coat room, so you might have to bring it in where there's nowhere else to put it. That's what Reb Eliashiv says. So anyway, please consult your rabbis and your shuls on situations like this to get the proper the proper path on what to do in those situations. Thanks for logging on, and log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.